Now that I have been high on NyQuil, lying in bed with a fever, watching all the cutscenes, I think I can truly understand the horrific nightmare that these child soldiers went through while trapped in a dream world. If you've never played it, Union Cross is a mobile game set in the Kingdom Hearts universe. Many people believe that it is currently the new lore that's going to be used for the rest of the series. So if everyone is right, Nomura, the creator of Kingdom Hearts, was tasked with creating 20 more years of Kingdom Hearts, and he decided that he would put the foundation of Kingdom Hearts lore, the most important thing, in a mobile game. And like most people, I didn't play it. I was mad that they didn't make it an MMO, and I didn't want to play a shitty mobile game. But I'm not sure if that was the right choice, because I kind of regret that I didn't play this game. The art is beautiful, and I actually love the new characters. But despite the fact that I missed out, there is a silver lining. You can actually experience the entire story of this game for free right now. You just download it in the App Store, and you can play through all the cutscenes. So, I've been trying to figure out how to explain the story of Union Cross. And on the surface, it seems really complicated. There's a lot of new characters and a lot of filler, and the game isn't exactly presented in chronological order. But from what I can tell, if you simplify it, and you don't explain everything, Union Cross is 2 games of Among Us that changed the fate of the universe. So sit back and listen to a tale of intrigue with new characters and a few old ones. In the beginning, there was one massive world. And in that massive world was a mysterious man called the Master of Masters. Or as everyone on the internet calls him, Mom. Mom figured out how to see into the future. And he learned that the universe was going to end. So in order to prevent this, despite the fact that fate is predetermined, he decided to save some of his people by sending them into a digital world. First, he created 5 unions. Each union was led by a different leader. Their names are basically meaningless, and you could just call them Snake, Tiger, Unicorn, Bear, Fox, and it wouldn't change anything. And even these animal masks are hard to remember. I mean, the names are ridiculous. Aced, Ira, fucking Gula. That's hard to remember. The only real names that you need to know are Master Ava and Master Luciu. Everyone else is just kind of a bunch of seat fillers. But each of these people had a small army of child soldiers at their command, and their goal was to collect a dark material called Lux. As they collected it, the leaders began to ask questions. They soon learned that a page was missing from each of their books of prophecies. They panicked, and they read ahead, believing that one of them was the traitor. And thus, the first game of Among Us began. Hundreds of mobile game players stepped out into the holographic worlds to collect stuff. And while the child soldiers each fought the Heartless, there was a hidden group among them, the Dandelions. Contrary to popular belief, there was a special hand-picked union that would actually survive the war. Everyone believed that there would be no survivors, but Master Ava was tasked with finding the purest and strongest Keyblade kids to survive the war. They would all have their memory erased and be placed in a digital copy of the real world. They would believe that the war had never happened and be completely safe from the trauma and pain of seeing everyone kill each other. But someone had to remember. Someone had to be able to fix things when they inevitably went wrong. So 5 children were chosen by Ava to become the new leaders and to keep their memories of the war. These 5 people actually matter. So, we have Ephemer, the Riku stand-in, cute detective boy. He's got curly hair, and he really likes you. I mean, the player. Then we got Skuld, a better Kairi, yet again, your goth girlfriend. She really likes you. I mean, the player. They are your best friends, and definitely not romantic at all. They're definitely not meant to be nice to you so that it baits you into building a ship between them and the main character. But they could just be your friends, just like the last time, and the time before that. But despite the fact that they keep ditching you, and they let you fight in a horrible war, they love you. The next 3 are an insane surprise. And to explain them without spoiling things would give me a stroke, so I'm just gonna go out and say it. Ventus, from Birth by Sleep, is there. He's still an idiot, and he's really important again. Then we have my favorite, Brain, the leather jacket wearing fedora boy. He is Lushu, the other Union leader, in disguise. You know, the boss you hated, Braig, with the eye patch, you know, the new bad guy. Well, here's him as a teen. He's a Redditor, but somehow not shitty. And I really like him. I think he's super smart, and I think he's really fun. And the last of the 5 chosen kids is Lorium, a cute, nice big brother who just wants to find his sister. He's definitely not Marluxia. You know, the bad guy from Chain of Memories? The pink-haired one? Yeah, that guy's important. This is definitely not him. Wink, wink. So, a quick round off, because that's a lot to keep track of. You got Ephemer, your boyfriend. You got Scald, your girlfriend. You got Ventus, who's Ventus. You got Brain, who's Braig or Lushu or whatever you want to call him. And you got Lorium, who's Marluxia. One of those 5 is a traitor. Dun dun dun. Shit's about to get sus. In other news, it turns out the reason the war started in the first place was because the Master of Masters looked into the future and set it in stone. He set the whole thing up. He knew his followers would read ahead like idiots, and he knew they would kill each other looking for a traitor that didn't exist. That was the plan. He did it so that darkness would fill their heart. So, everyone is living as if the war never happened. What genocidal war where a bunch of children murdered each other for no reason? But something is wrong. There is a witch messing with things. There's strange dark monsters appearing. And the digital world is glitching. And above all, someone is missing. Apparently, at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty traveled back in time and started fucking around with the digital world. And that's why she knows so much about everything in all the other games. That's why in Coded, she's like, there's a book of prophecies that can create holograms. She came to the Union Cross world to try and kill the 7 pure lights again, but this time without Sora around. But then she realized that that wouldn't work at all because this is just a bunch of holograms. So she just went back to Kingdom Hearts 2. It's not that important, but because she was fucking around in the past, darkness is loose on this world. Shit's kinda hit the fan, and it's sort of her fault. Which begs the question, if she didn't go back in time, would everything still have fallen apart? I guess it would have, it was fated to, but that is interesting. Meanwhile, baby Marluxia is searching for his sister Strelitzia, but somehow, miraculously, he finds Larxene, who just lives there. So she helps him investigate. The player's trying to deal with the witch and the monsters and do all the typical Kingdom Hearts run around of Disney World, fight a bunch of dark things bullshit. And one of the leaders, Brain, is investigating things on his own. And Brain soon discovers that one of the cool teens is an imposter, a Mogi among us, Big Chungus. You see, Master Ava, the one who picked all these kids, she broke the Master of Masters rules. She wrote all the names of the leaders on a slip of paper, and she gave the Book of Prophecies to Brain with that slip of paper inside. She was supposed to give the book to Strelitzia, but because she didn't, and she changed her mind to see if she could change fate, Brain now has this paper, and he has cracked the case. Ventus's name isn't on the list. It's actually incredible how fast they figure it out. It's almost instantly. Like, I thought it was going to be this, like, cool murder mystery, but no, Brain just straight up looks in a book and goes, so Ven is sus, guys. And then they ask Ven, they're like, hey, why did you do this? And he's like, my memory's foggy. I don't know what's real. And like 10 minutes later, we learn the truth. Ventus was possessed by darkness. Not darkness, the mystical force in all living beings. You know how like Kingdom Hearts just does Star Wars, where it's the dark side, but it's darkness. No, that's not the case anymore. Darkness, the guy. Because apparently, I shit you not, when Xehanort used to say 13 darknesses and 7 lights, he was literal. I hate to say it, but there are 13 sentient pieces of darkness that each have a will of their own. They act independently, but they all share the same goal: to spread, to infect, and to grow. This darkness fed off of Ventus's need for power. And while controlling Ventus, they killed Marluxia's sister in order for Ventus to be one of the leaders. Now, darkness doesn't have a plan. It just wants to take you over and corrupt you. And Ventus learns that because this creature is pure darkness, he can beat it with pure light. And the 5 kids fight off the darknesses, and they learn that everything is falling apart. So with everything that's going on, with the glitches in the Matrix, the witch messing with things, the remains of cursed and broken Keyblade War children reincarnated as dark creatures attacking, and the corrupted nightmare versions of all of their little buddies, shit's going down. The system has gone into lockdown, and they gotta get out of here. The simulated world is collapsing, and because Maleficent is an asshole, the lifeboat is broken, and there are only so many pods left. The group manages to trick the darkness and trap it with the help of the player. All the player really had to do was just pretend to be evil, and darkness was like, oh yeah, good job, man, good job. Yeah, we knew you'd be taken over. And then they just locked them away, and they were like, gotcha, I'm not evil. I'm not the imposter, I was just acting sus. So there's only 5 pods left, and there are 7 people in the room. So the group gets split up. In the chaos, everyone is scattered to the wind. Brain sends Marluxia to the Dwarven Woodlands, Larxene to the Enchanted Domain, and Ventus to the Badlands. Skald, the girlfriend character, goes missing. Strelitzia's body gets sent somewhere, and Ephemer, your boyfriend, drifts ashore and creates Scalia ad Calum, the future of all Keyblade wielders. And our main character, Brain, is then sent into the next story, Dark Road. It's a lot to explain. And the only thing that really matters, the only thing that you really need to know, is that Ventus is a murderer, and Darkness is a bunch of different guys. Oh, and the Master of Masters planned everything. I know it's a lot, and it's mostly just nonsense, but it sets up some more important characters, and most of the plot is left unexplained, and a lot of it will be used for Kingdom Hearts lore later. So for the next few weeks, I'm going to try to explain the various characters from Kingdom Hearts stories again, but I'm going to use all the information I've learned studying this. So stick around, because shit's about to go nuts, and I think I might have a stroke. I haven't even watched or explained Dark Road yet. There's an entire campaign about teenage Xehanort, and Brain is there. Also, apparently, your best boy, Ephemer, becomes king of Keyblade Town, and he's the guy that created the Keyblade Society that Xehanort and everybody are from. So that shit's wild. And I am very sorry that this is so confusing. I've been trying to figure out how to explain all of this, and this is the best I could come up with so far. It's a lot, and I might end up making another one of these later that maybe explains it better. But anyway, as always, I'm Aloni the Bard, and that's what I got so far. Thanks for listening. Bye. I'm sorry it took me so long. I'm trying to keep up with this show week to week, and I've been really sick lately. Like insanely sick. I think only now am I actually starting to feel like normal again. So I hope you guys stay interested in this stuff. I know the last video was really bad, but you know, I'm trying to branch out and talk about other stuff on my other channel. And I've been trying to experiment and see what happens when I don't have a script on that channel. Sort of like Moist Critical, you know, where you talk to the camera about a thing and you don't really write it out. This channel's gonna keep being scripted. And even what I'm saying right now is scripted. But I thought I'd try some unscripted stuff on my other channel, Aloni. And if you want to talk to me about all this confusing lore, I stream every weekday on twitch.tv/AloniTheBard. I try my best to be entertaining, but lately, since I've been sick, I haven't been at 100%. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys next time. I'm really excited to dive deep into Dark Road and try to connect all this stuff together. It's been a really nice distraction, but fuck, man. Nomura isn't making this easy. This lore is dense. And why did he put this in a mobile game? I will say I actually liked the playing through the cutscenes. It's fun that you don't just watch the cutscenes, you like actually click on the screen to continue them. That's kind of nice. But I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next week. Bye.